Whale.
Hello, friend.
Welcome to Rage Whale's spoiler review episode of the film M3GAN. We talk about the actors, next year's sequel, and we connect it to other films such as Terminator, Scream, and RoboCop.
I want to apologise for eating because it is very rude, and I'm sorry to any listeners.
Oh, what are you munching again? Fish pie,
It's ocean pie with broccoli.
ocean pie. Well,
What did you call my broccoli, James?
Looks like the Grinch's dick.
Thank you.
lovely.
One of my 5 a day.
So, as Drew said, I should start this shock horror. We've all seen the same film in the same week, but as you can guess, it wasn't in the cinema.
And it's about 2 years old.
It's about 2 years old.
And
So,
it's free.
as you'll know by the title of the episode you clicked on, we're going to discuss in spoiler
Grinch.
fashion M3GAN, the AI
Markle.
thing. Meghan Markle.
M3GAN spelt with a 3.
Meghan Markle, who's ironically acting is all similarly robotic to the robot.
It actually came out in 2022. Oh crap, 2022 is like almost 3 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost. Right. I didn't go and watch this originally. I take it we all watched it for the very first time this week.
Yeah.
Was any of you actually excited to watch it, or did you just watch it because it was on Netflix?
I watched it because it was on Netflix for free.
I was curious.
I was just like, I had nothing to do.
I was kind of curious, but I put it on my watch list and then ignored it for the last few weeks until James said he watched it, and then Drew replied with, "Yeah, me too." I was like, "Oh God, I have
And
to
then
play
you felt
it."
obligated.
Yeah. So since James watched it first, what's your initial reaction to the film?
Modern day Chucky movie. Oh, he's gone.
100%.
But it's
Why
not
ask?
though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's nothing to do with Chucky,
But
even though
before
you're
it
wearing your
turns evil
Chucky
and
shirt.
starts killing people. That's the base premise of Chucky.
Okay,
Well,
I suppose. But go on,
Also,
Drew.
Chucky has a lot of different origin stories. One of them where he's like a serial killer reincarnated. One where the bloke at the factory messes with function, which makes his digitals. When he's a digital Chucky in the later ones, he messes with one of the functions to make him bad.
But okay.
Stop tweaking my functions.
Obviously, there's similarities. Obviously,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly
not
the
the
same.
same. It's not. I can't. I'm taking it completely away from that. And I know you're wearing your special Chucky shirt today, but I'm taking it away from that as a.
Okay, here's an interesting question, though.
Robot. It's not a demonic puppet.
But here's an interesting question. Would M3GAN exist if not for Chucky?
Yeah,
In
because
today's world,
it's an AI turning evil, standard run of the mill movie, which has
Okay.
been done 100 times.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said to you before, I saw the film Afraid with AI highlighted a few months ago in the cinema, and I was really impressed by that. And that's basically an Alexa that overtakes the family's lives and ends up killing people because they can control their Teslas and their lives and everything. Go on, Drew.
But that's
Yeah.
a link to M3GAN because M3GAN, she fucks with Alexa as well.
Look, people have been making
exactly,
these
yeah.
films since 1984 or whatever about AI taking over the world.
Yeah, it's a well-trodden path, which is why. So I'm actually going to stick up for M3GAN a bit here because I thought it was going to be really shit.
I didn't say it was bad.
I had no
it's
interest
okay.
in
It's
it.
got no plot though. It's like you know what's
Well,
going
no,
to happen from the
I-
minute this film starts.
Well, obviously that's the whole plot of it. The whole plot of it is a doll that's AI and goes on a rampage.
There's not even any
I thought it was better than what I expected because it wasn't basic. It wasn't, here, I'm a doll. I quickly become evil and start killing people. It's really subtle. It's not as ferocious or bloody as I expected. Even like it was more. It was
there was some
creepier
fun
than I
kills on
expected.
there. There was some fun kills.
Yeah, but I didn't even want. It's not terrifying. I didn't want stupid kills. I just wanted something intellectual, and it was almost intellectual. And it wasn't OTT on the doll. I don't think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't. You know, it's for me. It's 5 out of 10 film. It's not great, not bad. It's decent, which is 5.
Drew, James still refuses to do the 5 star
Not
or
enough.
5 whales.
It's not
5
enough. Your
whales.
reviews are all 4 or 5 stars. Like, it's not broad. Not every film will be 5 star. That's like 5 star is best.
But James, riddle me this: why is every film rated in 5 star then?
Because easy and like doesn't really give much away.
Well, 9 stars is 2.5 stars, so we're just easily to convert. But that's the things. Like when it started, I thought it was interesting because it wasn't just the film could so easily have just been here it is and it's gone murderous, and it is really like you actually like it for a while and you think, okay, it's a bit creepy, but the kid's getting a lot out of it, and maybe
I
this is
think the
beneficial.
little girl makes the movie. I think she's really good. The way she
She
plays,
is.
like the way she acts, and her feelings and that are actually very good.
I was impressed by her. Drew
Yeah.
keeps going to say something, but his mouth's full every time he goes to say something.
Sponsored by mashed potato. No, so for me, yeah, I was going to say I like the kind of emotional core element through it, because the two characters have to kind of like learn from each other, because you get the feeling that the kind of the older character that made M3GAN, she needs to kind of spend more time with family, because you get the sense that she's been a recluse because of her work, right? She takes her work more seriously than she does her family, and that's kind of her journey, and that's the arc that she's going to go on. And then you've got the little girl that's gone through a horrendous ordeal at the very beginning. That was a huge, I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, but not quite like that.
Not a snowplow.
Yeah, that was
We don't
brutal.
even need to say spoilers. This is going to be full of spoiler. We haven't even set up the actual. I mean, the premise is obvious, but it's the
Oh, yeah,
girl.
we're going to spoil the heck out of this.
The girl's parents get killed very early on in the intro, and she is
They
orphaned.
get plowed. Yeah, it's brutal.
And
I mean, you don't see it though. You don't see it, which I appreciate. It's not like a gore fest.
Yeah,
It's just there's a blizzard, and the dad's like, "We got to pull over. I can't see a goddamn thing," sort of thing. And they're having an argument, and then she's playing with a fart toy, which is hilarious. I thought, I was like, is M3GAN going to be like an upgraded version of the fart toy? Just like
it is. It is technically, isn't it? The toy is part of the company that the auntie works for.
true.
And the auntie gets her that toy for a gift, and
But
she's
M3GAN
bored.
doesn't fart at any point during the 90-minute runtime.
Well, that's it. She's creating. So the girl gets orphaned, and then the auntie has to look after her. She's not good with kids. She's got no interest in it. She's being nice, but she doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
And she's too busy with this other project, her high-tech company where they create toys for kids. But on the sideline, she is spending a huge amount of the budget on creating this M3GAN thing that's not being trialed. It's just they're just testing it in small doses, and nothing's actually happened to it. It's only when she comes along, she uses her niece to connect with M3GAN to see how it operates with a child, and that's the beginning. I mean,
I think that at first, though, I thought what I loved about it was that she looked like she was using M3GAN to kind of create a friend for the little girl, but then you realize over time that it's almost an excuse, because then she doesn't have to fulfill that role, because M3GAN's going to do it for her. But then the therapist warns her, and I love that little moment where she's like, you got to be very careful, because you're creating a relationship and a bond that will be kind of like unbreakable. And that's when I thought the film gets very interesting, because she sets like almost a bit like to say like Alien Romulus, like, the robot character has got like his preferences are, he has to be for the better good of Kaylee Spaney's character. I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Rain. Yeah. It's kind of similar in this, in the sense that M3GAN has to put the little girl's emotions and kind of life, like that's her sole purpose, is to look after the little girl. Yeah. So she almost shoots herself in the foot by creating that, because that's when everything starts to, that's the kind of catalyst. That's when everything starts to escalate with the
Yeah.
next door neighbor and the poor dog, you know?
Well, that's the thing as well, like, because it's not a gradual AI learning thing, or even though it is, the turning point is when the child says something about her parents dying to, and Megan's in the room and she's like, what is death? Cannot compute, not been programmed.
Yeah.
And then that her learning about death, and then she's fixated on the butterfly. She's like calculating that it's going to die and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I would never advocate for a dog to be killed in any film, because obviously
Well,
animals
it's
are very,
brutal.
but the dog's a nasty piece of work, and if you're going to kill, it's portrayed as a bad guy because it's a biting feral dog almost, isn't it? So
Yeah. It hasn't been well looked after, but I still feel sorry for it though, because I feel like with the right owner, the dog might have been all right and not a baddie.
well, that's it. The owner kind
Save the cat, save the dog, you know, whatever you're going to do.
of the best kill for me in the film is the when she kills the little boy,
Oh,
when she like pulls his ear off pretty much,
Van Gogh's him. Yeah, yeah.
and then he
That was
rolls.
mental.
He rolls down the thing. You think, oh, he's going to be all right. And then the car comes. You're like, oh, don't worry, the car's going to break in time, because it's not that kind of film. Nope.
Yeah.
It's just a trainer and a blood trail under the car. You're like,
Yeah, that's brutal.
yeah, that little fucker deserved it, didn't it? If there was anyone
Bloody
behind
good
that film,
trainer advert.
that's the best
Um,
killed off.
I thought the old lady, the next door neighbor death was pretty brutal. Where she gets her with the,
Is it like pesticide?
yeah,
What was
she
it?
just absolutely. I thought she puts it in her mouth and fills her up, but she just
Yeah,
sprays her with it.
jet washes her face with pesticide.
And then, but she makes her drink it. Like she fills up her,
I
and
think
she
so,
sticks
yeah,
it in her mouth and like, drink this, drink this.
yeah.
But the bit that freaked me out was when Megan is able to adapt the voices, so then she can mimic people. Because that's where it started to get really scary for me, like in a kind of fun way, not like, oh my God, it's really scary, but like when she could mimic, and then you're like, oh my God, who else can she mimic? And then she can mimic the girl's kind of guardian. You're like, oh no, because she's trying to warn them, but actually it's
Speaking
Megan
to,
just
yeah.
like just
Well,
listening.
that's Terminator 2, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
How's Wolfie?
Yeah. Wolfie's fine, honey. It's like, your
Your
parents are dead.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, jumping real quick out of Megan and going into Terminator Judgment Day, that I was more scared of the mum when she shoots the dad with the arm, and the metal thing goes through the milk carton, through his throat into the fridge.
Yeah.
I was like, she was more scary than the guy running. Dun 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 dun. I was like,
I listened to a podcast about a couple of weeks ago talk about Terminator 2. We won't deviate too long, but it's that woman, well, that the mother who stabs the guy in the face. That is
in
God,
Aliens.
I know. She's in Aliens, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the
Do you know what I
badass.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, she's the badass, and she's not been in that many films.
Yeah.
And the director wanted her to be in it, even if it was for a small part, just because she impressed them so much in the first film. She wanted to give her another role. Just it could have gone to anyone because it wasn't a big role, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she can play dark. I want her for this part.
But it's so memorable as well, like because it's a fun part to play though as an actor. Because I'd love to play a part like that, in the sense that you play the good version of her, that's kind of in a difficult, kind of tormented, kind of family dynamic. But then you play a version of her where she's been taken over by a robot.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
On Megan, James, do you know where you recognise the main actor from? The woman.
Get out.
Get out.
Get
Well,
Out.
that's a bit of a harsh comment. Kevin was only asking a question.
Yeah, she's in Get Out, and that's pretty much it. She's been in a few things, but not really much else.
She's in a TV series called Girls that had like 4 or 5 seasons, which was phenomenal. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that.
Not. I haven't. No, I was just talking about films alone.
I think you might like that though.
She's got a few credits, but not many.
It's got Adam Driver in it as well. Like it's a really good season, man.
Okay.
Series, Girls.
No, sounds good. And the girl that we all think's pretty good. Her name is Violet McCraw. McGraw sounds like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it does actually.
What's that cartoon, McGraw? Quick Finger McGraw.
That's what you two do in your private life. That's up to you. But
I'm sure it's like Toy Story or something.
no,
Anyway,
Oh yeah, I think it is Toy Story.
No.
Yeah.
there's no one called that in Toy Story.
Google it. She plays young Yolanda in Black Widow,
What?
and
Oh,
she's
I'll be
in
back in a minute. I need a loo.
she's in that horror series, The Haunting on Hill House, as well. So she's been in a couple of things, which are quite good.
Okay. I tell you what, I thought she was going to be Megan. I thought they were going to do like a Chucky thing. I thought she was going to get killed in the car crash, which would be really dark, take out everyone. But they're like, we've got a real faint heartbeat
Rebuild her like
of
RoboCop.
the girl. Yeah, man, like RoboCop, but like Robo Megan. And then they bring the little girl back, and like the only way to kind of have her like alive is through this thing, which in turn helps the girl that's trying to make it. But then at the same time, it starts to go awry, and you're like, oh man, never bring someone back from the kind of the dead or whatever. And maybe that actually sounds better than Megan, to be honest. But
that's quite a good idea. I'd love to see like what's that film they did? Child Rambo. What was it? Boyhood Ram.
oh yeah, what with a really young Will Porter?
Yeah, what was that called?
Oh god,
Rambo.
it was something the Rambo, wasn't it? Like, oh, you son of a.
Son of a. It was Will Poulter, yeah?
It was Will Poulter, yeah.
That was one of these earliest ones that he ever did as
Mate,
well.
he's doing some beautiful things, man. He's helping out like homeless shelters at the moment. Like he's kind of like delivering a lot of the boxes and stuff. Like
I like him. He's a
he's
nice man
good,
in all the ways.
he's good soul. And I think we were chatting about this briefly in another episode about how so much more of the younger people growing up in Hollywood, so to speak, are better role models, and they're kind of a little bit more open-minded, but also more empathetic of the situation of the world, and going, I'm in a really good place from my talent and a lot of luck and goodwill and fortune. So I kind of want to send the lift back down.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, especially, people like Will Porter and stuff like that. Christian Bale as well the other day. He spent £22 million building like this kind of community somewhere in America for fostering children and homeless children and homeless people. I saw
that. There's good people out there spending their money wisely on good things. Like,
yeah, man.
Christian Bale just drives a beat up pickup truck that he's had for like 10 years. And
I really respect that, man. Like when actors of such a high caliber aren't showing off in the kind of clothes they're wearing, they're just very down to earth. And trying to make.
You made it. We'd have comfortable clothes, but I wouldn't be walking around with gold trousers. Well, James would be, but we wouldn't be.
There's not enough carrots in these trousers.
I might have a Ferrari to play with at the weekend, but I wouldn't be driving around to Morrison's in the Ferrari. So yeah, I'd have or something.
No, it's true. And like you said, like somebody said a beautiful thing about money. They said money, unless you're a complete asshole, they're like, money doesn't change you. It just enhances elements of you. So if you're a kind person, you're going to be able to do more kind things, hopefully, with the influence you have.
I think the difference of having a bit of money and all of a sudden being a billionaire, then you go a bit loopy no matter what. I think that's going to mess with you. But the film for Will Poulter was Son of Rambo.
Son of a Rambo, yeah.
Imagine if I even said when we were trying to think, I said Son of a Bee Sting as well. And
we both did that. We both went, Son of a, which is hilarious to look back on. We were right.
Well, there's Son of a RoboCop. That would be amazing.
Son of a RoboCop. What a great idea.
That'd be so good.
For a comedy.
Also, so... Like I said to you before, like I was not up for M3GAN.
That just sounds wrong.
I'm on M3GAN's side now. Like I thought the film was good enough that I'd watch something like that again. I thought the quality wasn't like a shitty horror film. And M3GAN 2.0 is coming out next year.
Oh, okay.
And when I searched for it, it says January, like in a month's time.
What?
That seems a bit quick. I've not seen any press about it.
Yeah, but films come out so quickly. I think how quick Moana 2 came out from like when they were talking about it.
But it was
Talking about
but it was a
Moana.
big film. Like M3GAN was a big success. Like you'd be doing press for it last month,
Yeah.
2 months ago. There'd be a build up to it, so it's just going to come out of nowhere, I guess.
I'm more
Jermaine,
excited for Smile 3.
What?
have they?
Have you seen Small 2, James?
Yeah, where like she does 20,000 people at the end.
What?
Don't
Yeah, she
talk
gives
about
the
it. I haven't seen
gives
it.
the
I haven't
virus
seen
to
it.
like
I haven't seen it.
20,000
I
people.
haven't seen it. Stop talking. Haven't seen
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
I don't want to hear the ending of a film I haven't even seen yet.
It's old.
It's not old. It's still in the cinema.
Smile 2.
Yeah.
That can't be in the cinema.
Yep. Well, it was out a couple of weeks ago.
You actually see the Smile Monster in this one.
They're giving away like spoilers online. They're
I
talking
know. I
about
saw a
behind the
clip. You know,
scenes
the
and
guy that does the big smile. I saw him. It looks like part of his body's
well,
ripped.
there's big monsters. Like a big monster comes
I've
from.
not
It's pretty
seen that.
graphic, actually.
I've been told that people who didn't like Smile, which was me, the first 20 minutes was good. The rest of it was very A to
Two is a
B.
totally
Like,
different film.
everyone's saying number 2 is better, so
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
I think it's a
Amazing
clever
ending.
concept. It reminds me a little bit of Trap, but obviously without Josh Hartnett, you've got that lady playing the
Yeah,
singer.
but
It's
I'm
got one of the
interested in
best
seeing.
endings to a film this year.
But I'm interested
cool.
in seeing M3GAN 2.0. I think I'm interested in that. That the tagline is "Friendship has evolved." So
Do you
maybe there's
think?
gonna be loads of them.
Do you think that it will come back as it'll have the similar cast?
It's all the same cast. And Jermaine Clement, I can never pronounce his name properly. The guy from Flight of the Conchords and Men in Black 2. You know who I'm on about? The
Yeah.
guy?
Is it? It's business time. It's business.
Business socks.
It's business time.
It's time to put on your business socks because it's business time.
Yeah. When she
Yeah,
say
I
like
will
2
watch
minutes,
that, but it
it's
will
like
not be one I
2
pay for.
minutes.
Right. So the big thing about this film is, I'd say, is the social media presence it had when it came out, which put me off watching it. That when M3GAN does the dance, that is kind of the thing you're kind of waiting for when you're watching the film, and it's like 2 seconds. You know, when she's in the hallway with the guy and she does that.
Don't even
Oh,
know why she does it. It's completely like pointless, but
That was creepy. Yeah.
I know it was a.
Is that because she's influenced by TikTok? Like, because everyone's dancing now.
I mean, it's a great marketing tool for the film, but it put me off it because I thought, oh, it's going to be a cheesy kids horror.
Hasn't she got a samurai sword at one point? And she just
It's off like a paper cutter. You know, when you put paper under it and slice it.
yeah.
It's taken the whole blade off and used it as a sword.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. But I like that bit, and I thought it was going to be the worst, cheesiest, stupidest, forced bit ever. But it lasts a second, and they managed to make music videos and TV shows and things about it afterwards of kids learning the dance. And
Oh yeah.
they
I
did
love
put
that it
one thing in
becomes-
there that I don't like. They did that classic, if you're running for your life, you can't stand up straight and you fall over every 10 seconds. It's like, if you're running for your life, you wouldn't be like running like that and like bouncing off corridor walls, would you? Like, you know your way around that building.
oh yeah, the guy runs into the wall.
Yeah, especially when you
And then
work there.
falls
Yeah.
over. It's like,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That is true. Well, it's
But
like in the horror films when the women are normally soaking wet, like they've come out of a shower and they run towards the door they previously
Look,
locked, like 3
yeah.
minutes before taking a shower, and you're like, you locked it, like.
I watched Scream, the original Scream, a couple of weeks ago.
Great
Fucking
movie.
loved it.
When she tries to go through the cat flap and a fat ass can't fit, so she gets
Oh, that's
munched.
brutal.
I'm so surprised I enjoyed it as much as I did because I thought it was going to be so bad. But it's
It's
actually
a classic though, that one, man. It's got the best lines.
Every
it's,
Scream film is good.
it's appropriately cheasy, but still
Yeah.
works.
Even the
but
newer ones are good.
But the point I was trying to make is that the bit you just said about people running away, and Neve, and obviously everything about Scream is meta. They're all joking about, well, you don't have sex, or otherwise you die.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
does it.
It's
Dies.
the rules, man. It's the rules.
But Neve Campbell, she's like, oh God, I can't stand those films. There's always that dumb blonde chick with big boobs who's running upstairs, running for the door. Cut to next scene. Scream guy's Ghostface is chasing her, and she runs for the door, goes like that, wiggles it for a half a second, and runs upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, no
my
one knows how to
God.
open their own front door in a horror film. Whoever locks themselves in the house when they're home, like who does that in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, the keys are by the door or in your pocket.
You know
Yeah.
the film with the girl that we were talking about the other day, where she plays hide and seek.
Oh yeah, Ready or Not.
Ready or Not? Yeah.
The Scream movie that she's in is really good.
It's very clever.
That's the one that was in the cinema recently. That was
Yeah, Scream
It
6.
was a while ago, yeah, but it's actually got a really good twist in it. Like the original Scream does keep you guessing. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
When you first watched it, no one really knew who the killer was.
Until
Well,
people
it was-
started spoiling it on social media.
Well, wasn't
When
it
on social
pretty
media,
unique that there was
social
two?
media didn't exist when Scream came out.
No, I was saying Scream 6, dude.
Oh no,
You're
the
talking about Scream
original
6.
Scream.
Oh, yeah. That was
Like, when
amazing.
it was
The
two
original one
killers,
was
you never saw
amazing.
that coming.
But I saw Scream 6. Was it this year? Must have been early this year or late last year.
Yeah, I saw it. I think a couple of months ago. I've been on about a horror thing the last few months. So
But I think I do think that holds up really well. The new one was okay.
It was tense, though. When she's walking across the ladder to get to the next door neighbor, that bit was brutal.
when you
I mean,
find out the
good,
son
but it's
didn't
still-
die, that's good. I didn't see that coming.
I just think the
No, it's the
original was
daughter,
really
it's the daughter.
unique because, like,
Daughter, yeah.
what film do you know where there's two killers
Yeah.
and they're friends and they're using each other? Like when a murder happens, the other one appears.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
know he
Create-
can't.
Well, there's
So when
still
the other one goes
rumours
to
that
prison, they do a
there's-
murder, so he knows that's not him. And it
there's
gets
rumours
out.
that Stu Macker will come back as Ghostface in the last one because no one ever recovered his body. He never died. He got a TV dropped on his head, but that TV was in the museum in the sixth one. You know, you go to that museum and it's got all the different
Yeah.
Ghostface. Did you notice the TV was there? It was dropped
Yeah.
on his head. They
Oh,
never
yeah.
found him.
Ah.
They've always said that he could be like the next
Maybe
one.
he's going to be number 7 then.
I did not see it coming when Dewey got killed.
That was
Like, he
number
got
5.
proper killed, didn't he?
Yeah, he got brutally killed. But I was going to say, going in back, I mean, we've obviously jumped across from M3GAN now to Scream, but the bit for me that I loved in the first Scream, spoilers, is like, when you see, oh God, what's his name now? The one that's going out with Neve Campbell's character.
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet Ulrich, yeah. But the bit where he's like, what do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not the one? And then like he gets stabbed like a few times. You're like, oh, that bit was like a huge moment. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, it's not him.
That was
Because
Billy.
again, they do really clever moments.
Just a quick one. Can obviously Dewey. Can you remember Scary Movie, Officer Doofus?
Deborah Doofus.
Where at the end, the twist is he's the killer and it does the Kaiser Sose thing, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Because he's a stupid one. Have you seen it, True?
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen a little bit
He's
of it. Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
all the way through it, isn't he? And then he just does the walk and lights a cigarette. And he's really cool and gets in the car with one of the women or something and drives off. But there's
Yeah.
a scene in it where like one of the other coppers goes, "Hey Dewey, smell my fingers." He says like, "That's what being a man smells like." And Dewey's like, "Smell mine." He's like, "Oh, what is that?" It's like my ass.
My ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And they're bringing out a new scary movie in the next
yeah.
year as well. That's going to be good. Anyway, that's all we need to talk about on this film. So, how many whales you giving it, guys?
Out
Of
of what's
M3GAN?
10.
You're giving M3GAN 10 whales.
No, I'm giving it 5 whales out of 10, which is not bad. That's average.
That's 3.
He's
That's
giving
3 star, right?
two and a half whales.
If you want to do it European style, 2.5 stars out of 5.
What we are in Europe, just to remind you.
I'd probably give it 3.5 out of 5.
I think I'm in Drew's camp. Like it's better than average. I was impressed by it, but it is still a cheesy film-ish.
Yeah, it's not one to be like, guys, you definitely have to see this. Like, it's not that
In the
kind
first 5 minutes, when she introduced the kid to that big robot, I was like, "That's going to save her at the end." Good.
Yeah,
It's gonna.
yeah.
And
It
then-
became like, do you remember Real Steel? We were talking about Real Steel with like Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman, and it was like there was like a moment where he's like boxing M3GAN. That was great fun.
But that's it. The only reality is that could never have happened because if M3GAN is who M3GAN is, she would have already have controlled that robot or been
She didn't know it was
connected to
there.
it in the Wi-Fi.
She didn't know it was
Or-
there.
Yeah, but she would have been connected to the Wi-Fi. She
Yeah, but
wouldn't have known
remember, that was a radio-controlled one. It wasn't connected. She built that at college, didn't she? Remember?
Oh yeah, she did say
She
that.
said she built it
she
at
didn't have all
college.
the
She
right
made a point
parts.
of saying that, and it had radio controls.
And you
So
can only
wouldn't-
turn it
probably
on by
wasn't connected to
Oh, yeah.
Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
you
Yeah.
can only turn it on by fisting yourself.
So that was probably like off the grid, and it was under the thing, so she didn't know it was there. So
Yeah.
Kev, you need to listen more.
I did, sort of. Anyway,
Awesome.
that was our spoiler review. We'll do some more, hopefully newer films, but
Next
Fuck
time
it.
we're going to spoil the first ever Jurassic Park film
yeah.
in 1994.
Nice. We should just do that. Random spoilers.
No,
The
100%.
films that came
We've
out 30
got
years
to
ago.
watched it recently. Well, I have to, because my memory is not a good thing these days. So I can't, even if one of my favorite films, if I haven't watched it for a couple of years, I don't know it in detail. Right. James just
Godzilla.
showed us a
In
Godzilla,
Christmas
which means
shopping, Reef's got nearly the full collection of the Godzilla X Kong American/English toys. Now he's going for the Toho series, which is Japanese Godzilla.
Wow.
When he used to look a bit like the Cookie Monster. Remember Cookie
Nice.
Monster one from like the
That-
70s?
that's a very happy Godzilla. He's waving as well.
This is Godzilla 2004,
Hi.
apparently.
I'm going to eat you later. I'm going
Right.
to eat
Thanks. See you later, guys.
you.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.